Hello everyone. Today I briefly want to talk about my experience of overcoming depression, heartbreak, and narcissistic abuse. I will share these steps of how you can recognize whether you are in a narcissistic relationship or you find yourself in a narcissistic situation with someone, how to identify this, and how to set yourself free from within. So in order to understand the very dynamic that let's just say that we are the empaths, have with the narcissistic people, is that there are certain beliefs that we hold. For example, that love is to be earned and that we need to give more and more in order to be validated, seen, heard, and accepted. We usually continue to attract these kind of relationships and dynamics where there is just this perpetuation of non-verbal communication about the truth of how we are deeply feeling within and continuously struggling to navigate the pains of actually not having our needs met. The typical traits of a narcissist is that they do not self-reflect, or they barely do. I refuse to connect with people who don't prioritize their own connection with God. And when there is this disconnection with God, the universe, source energy, the love that that we all truly are within ourselves, which paves the path, which paves the direction to where we can live fulfilled, where we can live in harmony with the cycles of life, where we are more in harmony with earth, and we are more in harmony with our passions. I started to lose my empathy for these kind of people because I realized that no matter your upbringing, how tough it might be, no matter what challenges you have faced, to remain narcissistic is a choice. And I can tell you, narcissistic people can change. Now, of course, I have empathy for the situations and the challenges that these people navigate through, but if they are unwilling to heal these parts, they will only continue to perpetuate and manifest this pained reality further into Earth. And that is something that it is our responsibility as a human walking this planet to continue evolving according to what I previously mentioned, is this godlike heart purity expression from within. Another reason why I don't have much empathy for these kind of people, and this is really just from a soul reincarnation perspective, I truly believe that our upbringing is a reflection of a continued movement, of a set out intention of where we have placed our focus and energy to. Our energy and our focus is basically our wand that allows us to be the magician of our life and to create a life according to our deepest innermost values. So to give you an example, if someone focused a lot on witchcraft or worshipping the devil and evil and doing black magic and just all these things based in fear and terror and the unwillingness to face the truth within ourselves, these kinds of people will continue that set out intention, kind of like a boat in an ocean going towards a certain direction, as that is where the focus is. They will incarnate into a lifetime with certain upbringings that reflect that very continued expression of where they put their energy to. What you will notice about narcissistic people is that they have a deep-rooted fear of abandonment. They have created such a fascinating skill of a shield of a certain personality that they have identified, which is one of being luring, which is one of being at times falsely charismatic, unconscious behavioral reflections of stringing people along, having options of people to get that attention and validation that they never gave to themselves. These kinds of people, therefore, fear emotional intimacy, rarely take accountability for their actions, as the personality that they have come to identify and created doesn't allow people to let them in, as letting people in means they have to drop these shields and these barriers, reveal their true selves, which they believe is unlovable. Narcissistic people portray themselves as someone with a high self-esteem, with all these amazing qualities, and they will likely love bomb you, which empaths are really prone to, in order to experience that love that you have within yourself, but they refuse to find within their own selves. If you are like me, who have who has experienced situationship after situationship. Usually these kinds of situationship where there is no commitment with other people, despite that it is really what you want, and you continue to chase these kinds of people and perpetuate this dynamic, believing that they might one day fall in love with me, they might one day choose me in the way that I want. Perpetuate this heartbreak experience and this pain to reality. But there are so many beautiful lessons to be learned for our personal identity when we detach from these dynamics, as their non-committal nature is also a reflection of our inner non-committal attitude towards our own emotions. Empaths are usually really open, empaths are usually really giving, and with these come beliefs that we are not enough for who we are, as we have identified with this persona who continuously needs to give, be there, caretake other people in order to be accepted for who we really are. To begin to break these kinds of perpetuated cycles, be extremely kind and gentle with yourself, trust in the divine timing, and inform yourself as much as possible about the possibility of these people actually portraying certain realities that we are previously unaware of. Remember that Earth is truly a place to learn about certain expressions of energies within the one mind. We begin to see these kinds of plays and interactions with these narcissistic people as a beautiful dance. We start to see these interactions as, okay, these are also people, but they just have complete different values as we do. And this is the opportunity, because we get to then see what our own innermost core values are, what our non-negotiables are in relationships, which becomes an expression from our internal world as we bring recognition to our true selves, our character self, what has been created here, this body. Depending where you are in your spiritual evolution or your evolution as a soul, energy and movement right now on Earth, if I were to look back at my life and the heartbreak that I have gone through, I wouldn't have wanted anywhere else. Because I got to experience the very vast spectrum of emotions that truly exist for our human experience. Is that the more that we shine light onto these certain beliefs, patterns, and aspects of our mind through introspection, through inquiring with life, through allowing ourselves to become more aware of these behaviors of people that deeply impact and influence our mental health, our emotional well-being, it kind of diffuses our mind's attempt to perpetuate this cyclical loop that is basically playing itself out the whole time and being expressed through various people that we continue to attract. The most practical ways to address these kind of things and to get to understand what is really happening is to have proper open communications and just see what happens. It's through communicating and talking, where our beliefs, our rose-colored glasses that we have about these people, our addiction, our underlying beliefs that keep on attracting these kind of people, have the opportunity to come to the light, to come to our awareness, where we see that, wow, thank you for telling me that you're actually not really interested in me. Thank you for showing me over and over again that you actually didn't choose me in the way that I deeply chose you. Communication is key. And then once we gain more clarity, we need to go in hermit mode. We need to break the contact. Narcissistic people love to have options available to them. These are kinds of people that just carry so many ties with them because they are unwilling to cut these cords. They do so because they are scared of being alone. They are scared of taking proper responsibility for their own lives. Trust in the timing of life. Choose yourself as much as you can. And never ever settle for more than what you truly know and have found out to be your own truth. Vocalize your needs, and if they do not meet it, that's already a flag. If they do not want to meet it, that's another flag. And do not be convinced for being crazy to having these kinds of needs. A typical thing that will happen in these kinds of dynamics is that the narcissistic person who grew up with the mentality of I can do everything on my own, lone wolfing through life, and just having very base level superficial connections with people, as that allows them to remain as this unchanging, pained, fractured self that just solely relies on the validation and little bits of attention from a lot of people. Now, don't mistake him. These people can be rich in wealth. These people can look amazing. These people can be wealthy. But their very behavior when it comes to relationships, to relating with other people, to deeply experience emotional intimacy with other people, scares the crap out of them. Do not expect them to change, and do not settle for their convincing words that you are crazy for your needs, because you are truly deserving of having a support system and people around you who do deeply want emotional intimacy. Now, I'm not speaking about platonic relationships here. I'm speaking about all kinds of relationships. I'm speaking about depth in relationships, about having true respect, love, and value for the other, not just stringing you along, choosing you only whenever they want, and for you to be continuously in this position to fulfill their needs and whatever they want, and when it comes to you, you're non-existent, you know? Another thing, when things get too much for them, meaning when the connection is actually gaining some emotional momentum and there's actually some depth and maybe even some love there, they will abandon you. They will just reject you, and you will never hear from them again. I want you to understand that this is the greatest opportunity and gift that you can have, because this is the narcissistic gift for you to understand and finally see that you deserve more, that you deserve someone who truly chooses you and wants to join you in equal give and take. If you need help or support navigating these rough oceans of recovering from this kind of abuse, and you truly want to commit to putting an end to this seemingly never-ending cycle and attract emotionally mature people who reflect a similar attitude to what you want to create in life, and the depth of emotional intimacy that you truly deserve within your heart, my coaching spaces are opening up. You can simply email me or like this video so that this message can be heard by more people, as it means the world to me to just provide value and to have people become more aware of these kind of dynamics that I had previously the whole entire life unsaw. Make sure you subscribe so you can receive more exclusive and free content like this. Have a good one.